writing good customer service emails can sometimes be very difficult to do. The reason these emails are difficult is that you are normally responding to customers that are angry, demanding, and occasionally even irrational. To make matters even more difficult, some organizations may establish specific standards and requirements concerning how many and even how you should handle certain emails each shift. Or maybe writing isn't something you do very well. Writing that perfect email can be a struggle to say the very least. By following a few basic rules and applying the concepts we will teach in this module, you can become proficient in creating an effective and professional email every time. So, let's start with understanding what exactly makes a great customer service email. It begins with knowing the email ABCs, which stands for accuracy, brevity, and clarity. Accuracy means that you stay on topic, use simple words, state your goal, and write what you mean. To accomplish this, you must read the customer's email fully and determine the best way to answer all of the customer's concerns, and sometimes even the ones they did not know to ask. This also demonstrates to the customer that you've taken the time to read their email. One critical aspect of accuracy in any written correspondence and customer emails is spelling and punctuation. Always double-check your spelling, punctuation, and grammar before sending that email. Brevity means keep it short. In keeping your emails short, you avoid confusion with unnecessary facts. A customer service email gets quickly to the point and provides the customer with only the necessary content. If you've researched the issue, mention it to the customer. Clarity means that the content in your email is easy to understand. Avoid unique terms and acronyms that might be specific to your organization, but could be unknown to the person you are sending the email to. If a customer has several issues or points that need to be addressed, respond to each issue but avoid lumping them all together. Be sure to use a friendly, personal tone, but avoid injecting your opinions on any matter you are addressing. Lastly, explain what you want the customer to do and why. Make it easy for the customer to accomplish the task by providing a link or attaching the information they need. Tell them how to access more help if they need it. Before moving on, let's take a look at some examples of customer service emails that fail to use the email ABCs. So, now that you have a good understanding of the email ABCs, you might think, hey, I got this. Well, this is a good start. However, we still have quite a few things to think about before we start sending those customer service emails out to those upset customers. As we have discussed in the previous modules, each customer service encounter may be slightly different than previous encounters, and each organization's requirements and policies regarding how to approach customer engagement can be different. However, the following 3 customer service goals will usually always be the same, regardless if the customer service is face-to-face, over the telephone, or through written correspondence. Answer the customer's question. Build a good relationship with the customer. Prevent or repeat contact from the customer for that particular issue. So, when you are faced with accomplishing these 3 things through an email, don't panic, just strive to do the same thing. When responding to a customer service email, the first thing you should do is to greet the customer. If possible, always use the formal approach with your greeting using Mr. or Miss and the customer's last name. In some situations, you may only have a first name. In these cases, always try to start with sir or ma'am. After you've greeted the customer, use the next part of their email to reiterate the purpose of the customer service email or the customer's concerns. This repetition can ensure the customer's issues are fully addressed. Additionally, respond to all the topics or parts of the message. Make sure something isn't left out. Leaving something out will appear as if you didn't take the time to read the customer's email. Additionally, you don't want the customer to feel as if they have to work harder for a resolution by requiring them to repeat something they've already mentioned. One of the worst things you can do in a customer service situation is to create the impression you are ignoring a customer. When dealing with customer service emails, failing to address a complaint or forgetting to acknowledge that you will be taking action almost always equates to, I'm being ignored in a customer's mind. You don't want to leave someone in the dark when you're trying to resolve their issue. Even if you have a complex situation that will take some time to sort out, let the customer know that. Place a call or send a short email explaining the status of their concerns and any progress made up to that point. Often, it may be impractical that you can give a guaranteed date on a resolution to the customer's email. However, you can give the customer a date that you'll check in with any updates. Remember, a good customer service encounter means that once the customer reaches out to you, you are trying to help and you want to make their life easier with the process. Building a professional relationship or rapport with the customer creates a sense that you understand their concerns and that you want to help them. And they'll read your emails more closely if you build rapport right from the start. Here's how this works. Instead of just writing, "Thank you for contacting us, we will try to fix your issue," add a line or two that briefly mentions exactly what the customer wrote about. Let's take a look at a customer service email and see how this works. When you close your email, do it in a sincere, specific way because this might be your last shot at creating customer satisfaction and showing the customer that you have paid attention. Show the customer that you truly care about their business. Lastly, always provide a good contact telephone number or web link in the email. Doing this allows the customer the opportunity to follow up with any additional questions, concerns, or comments. Let's take a look at some examples. Some organizations require customer service agents to use a templated opening or closing sentence without changing it. Be sure to talk to your manager before personalizing any templates. Let's take a few minutes to look at an email from a customer that is having issues with a dishwasher they recently purchased from Acme Hardware. Once you have reviewed the email, take a few minutes to answer the knowledge check questions to see if you can identify some of the concepts we just discussed. You may have heard the saying first impressions are lasting impressions. When it comes to customer service emails, the saying should be modified to state, first impressions and last impressions matter. Sending out an email with typos, misspelled words, and maybe even an emoji or two not only makes you look bad, it makes your organization look anything but professional. Let's look at 5 things you should avoid in a customer service email. Minimize your use of exclamation points in emails. Use capital letters sparingly. The use of capital letters in an email indicates shouting, anger, or frustration. Never use emojis in a customer service email. Use spell check often. Avoid confusing words or words with multiple meanings. A good rule of thumb is to compose your emails in a Word document and not as an email initially. Creating the customer service email in a Word document prevents the accidental sending of an email that could be embarrassing to you and your organization later. Once you have composed your email, conducted a review, and proofed the content for grammar and punctuation issues, you can cut and paste the text into the email and then click the Send button. Remember, always take the extra minute or two to proofread the email before hitting the Send button. We have provided a few resources in the Resources tab in the upper right of this screen. These resources can help you improve your writing skills. Additionally, many local colleges and universities offer an online writing lab. These labs offer free guidance, practice, handouts, and videos that will also help you build your writing skills. Can you spot the mistakes? Here is an opportunity for you to evaluate how good you are at spotting spelling, typos, and punctuation errors. When you're done, make a list of the areas where you could improve. The last topic we will discuss is issuing an apology when dealing with a customer service issue. It's important to note, always follow your company guidelines when issuing a response to a customer. Your organization may have specific requirements when issuing responses and apologies. You may have heard the unofficial customer service rule that states, never apologize for anything. An apology demonstrates that we were wrong. For the record, this rule is wrong. Not only is it okay to apologize, but in many situations, an organization owes it to the customer. The important thing when it comes to an apology is to know when to apologize and how to do it right. Let's say a customer sends your business an email about a recent meal they purchased and the poor service they received during their encounter. It is obvious that you had nothing to do with the customer's experience. Your only involvement was receiving the email. So, does this situation call for an apology? The answer is yes, you should apologize, and this is why. If you were standing in front of this customer, face to face, would you say something like, "I'm sorry, let me help you"? If you answer, "Yes, I would," then you should apologize in the email. It is important to remember, apologies need to be sincere. Minimize apologies for every tiny issue or slightly negative customer report. You don't want to cheapen your apology by apologizing for everything. Let's take a look at a few examples of when an apology is appropriate and when an apology isn't needed. A customer emails to complain that she has been waiting 6 months to receive a warranty return. The customer returned the damaged product, and the business sent her an email stating they had received the returned product. In that email, the company stated they would process for return within 7 days of the product's return. Should an apology be issued? The correct answer is yes. The company failed to fulfill its promise to process her claim within 7 days of the returned product. Tina's Bakery sells gourmet cupcakes. A customer sends an email stating, "I absolutely love your cupcakes. They are delicious." Later in the email, the customer states, "I'm so upset that you don't sell anything other than cupcakes. You should really sell pies as well." Should an apology be issued? The correct answer is no. The company hasn't done anything wrong. Although the customer would like the bakery to add pies, the bakery is not obligated to do so. And there you have it. The basic guidelines and best practices to help you communicate effectively with customers through email. It is important to remember, the great thing about customer service email communication is that each email is customizable and has the opportunity to be improved in each interaction. Always make the customer feel as though their business and their satisfaction is appreciated. Lastly, customer service emails should assure the reader that there's a human on the other end. Sign emails with your name instead of customer service team if your company's procedures allow. This adds the final touch to your emails